Hello everyone and welcome to Divine Debut. Thank you for being here. These are your readings from May the 1st until May the 15th of 2020. I will be doing a Celtic cross, but I will be starting this reading with some planetary news. Just looking quickly at the stars. If you want to stick around, you may do so. As with the reading today, I will be taking the Connolly tarot for the main spread. I will be taking a couple of cards from the Doreen Virtue Romance Angels. At the end of the reading, you'll be able to ask your question and get an angel answer. I will be using the Vera Sibilla, which I use many times, usually on the longer readings. I will be clarifying the reading with the small Rider-Waite. And I will also be taking a couple of personalized messages from the characters that are showing up in the reading. So do stay until the end of the reading. I will have in the description box below the timestamp, so when the tarot starts, for those of you that are not interested in the astrology. Also, I'd like to mention that I do take a guidance card every day on social media. My links are in the description box below. And I also do a reading, the daily divine spread for all of you, and I keep you guided daily as what is going on the collective scale, but as well as on a personal. I do read the cards as they speak to me, how I feel they should be read. So I do hope that you are enjoying these daily readings. Okay, I think I will leave it at that. Let's start off with the astrology a little bit for May, as I always do more astrology at the beginning of the month than in the mid-month readings. I'm also uploading, I forgot to say, love readings. Okay, and the love readings usually go from mid-month to mid-month of the next month. So I've done April until mid-May now. You can watch those. They're up on my channel. I think that's all I've got to say. Let's quickly look at May and the astrology. What is important to say is that Venus moving through the sign of Gemini, she's actually going to be turning retrograde on the 12th or 13th of May, depending on where you are in the world. Venus will be retrograding until roughly the end of June. She'll be coming out of shadow in July, so she will be in that sign, the sign of Gemini, for quite a while. She will be squaring over to Neptune in the sign of Pisces. It will be, most of her transit, her retrograde motion will be squaring Neptune, and this is Venus trying to make sense. Okay, where there is no sense, where there is confusion, Neptune. She's also going to be showing us what is valuable, what we love, what is the truth, because Gemini is all about the truth. It's all about communicating. Communicating in relation to what is important to us, what we want to manifest. Now we know that Venus moving through the sign of Gemini, right across is Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, which is right across, it's in opposition to Gemini. Sagittarius is all about the truth. So Venus is now trying to communicate and work through any problems. We know that with retrograde motion, it's a time to redirect the energy, go inwards, as we know that the planet is more closer to the earth, and therefore its energy is more amplified. And interesting to know that Jupiter, the day after, will be retrograding. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, which is right across. So that'll be interesting. Now, what else we've got in the month of May is that we're having a super full moon in the sign of Scorpio. We know that Scorpio is already very deep and transformative. So things that have been hidden, which is Scorpio, secrets, fears that have been hidden, that haven't been shown to us, will be, as a full moon is a culmination. There's a lot of light. It's the reflection of the moon and the sun. So we get to see what endings are around the archetype of Scorpio. Okay, so that's going to be happening on the 7th of May. Okay, 7th of May, and that'll be very interesting, as we know it's going to be very transformative, whatever we're going to be shown. Now, that's the new moon. We had a new moon in Taurus at the end of April, and now we're going to see the full moon culmination in the sign of Scorpio. And we know that Scorpio and Taurus are right across from each other. Whenever there is a new moon in one sign, the opposite sign has the full moon. So, new moon in Taurus, as we're still in Taurus season, happy birthday to those of you that are Tauruses. We always have that new moon in our birthday. So obviously the moon is brand new in the sign of Taurus. Now we're going to see the culmination in the sign opposite, which is Scorpio. And, well, it's going to be very interesting to see. Now we're going to have in the month of May, on the 22nd of May, we're going to have a new moon in the sign of Gemini, as we will, towards the end of May, we move into the time of Gemini. So I'm going to wish those of you that are Gemini happy birthday for the later part of May. You will be having your new moon. So a new moon in the sign of Gemini at on the 22nd of May. Now, on May 11th, Mercury will be entering Gemini, as Mercury is still now in the sign of Taurus. Okay, so today is the 30th of April, and Mercury is still transiting through the sign of Taurus. As I said, on the 11th, moves into Gemini. We know that Mercury rules Gemini, and therefore this will be strong communication. We know Mercury is about business, collaboration, anything to do with the internet, okay, anything electronic, anything that speaks to mobility and anything surrounding communication. And at the end of May, Mercury on the 28th will be moving into the sign of Cancer. Now, so Venus will be transiting through the sign of Gemini the whole of the month. Mars will be entering Pisces, as Mars is still transiting through the air sign of Aquarius. Mars, and Mars is fire, air is what is Aquarius, so fire and air, there's quick movement with Mars through the sign of Aquarius. On May 13th, Mars will be moving into Pisces. That nebulous area of Pisces will be slowing Mars down. Mars is practically, that's how I feel, Mars slows down in Pisces, as there is a lot of nebulous, yes, lack of clarity, but it's also, Pisces is a water sign. So water trumps fire, it puts it out, so it slows it down. Okay, Jupiter, as I said, will be retrograding, yes, in the sign of Capricorn still. Saturn on May 11th will start retrograding back. Saturn in Aquarius, it's roughly just past the 1 degree. It will be moving back towards the area of Capricorn. Saturn rules both Capricorn and Aquarius, so it's comfortable in both places, but Saturn in Aquarius is more lighter. It's not as heavy as what in Capricorn. Now it's moving back towards Capricorn again. It's going to finish anything that it left behind. And we know that Saturn is much more heavier in Capricorn, but it will be moving backwards to, re-look at something before it starts to move direct again. So they're the most important things to mention. I just wanted to mention also that full moon in the sign of Scorpio will be around the 17-degree mark on May 7th. So for those of you that are familiar with your charts, you can see what is happening around that 17th degree mark. If you've got something around the 17th degree of any fixed signs, because Scorpio is fixed. So the fixed signs are Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius. Okay, so anything that is any planets or points that you've got around those degrees, it means that you will be affected very strongly by this full moon. Also, I'm going to mention the most important thing I nearly forgot is that around the 5th of May, the nodes, North Node, South Nodes of the moon will be changing. North Node in the sign of Cancer will be moving into Gemini, and the South Node in the sign of Capricorn will be moving into Sag. We know that the nodes move in the opposite way to what the planets do. So we're leaving the areas Cancer, home, Capricorn, work, career, and we're moving into North Node in Gemini, which I've already mentioned what Gemini is all about, and Sagittarius is all about freedom, going on that adventure. That's where the South Node will be, leaving old structures, old beliefs in the past. We know that the South Node is something that's very familiar to us, and it's very, very karmic. So leaving things to do with Sagittarius. Sagittarius is also foreigners. It's also higher education. It's the house of philosophy, and we know that Gemini is all about learning in a group environment, what is close to our foundation, our neighborhood, any teachings and anything to do with, again, communication. Fresh energy is Gemini, whereas Sagittarius is more the philosophy. It's the wisdom, the wise. So North Node will be moving into Gemini, South Node will be in Sagittarius. Okay, and I will more than likely put in something. I'm going to do another video more than likely on the nodes as soon as I have these videos up. So I want to leave the astrology where it is at the moment. Thank you so much for listening. Let's now go on to your tarot reading, everyone. Hello, Taurus, and happy birthday to all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Let's look at your reading for May the 1st until the 15th. This is going to be a Celtic cross. I want to see what's going on for you. This is your birthday month, so it's going to be very interesting. Let's take your Celtic cross and see what's happening in general as well as in love. Okay, in the now position we have the Fool card. And the Fool card, we know, is a brand new beginning. It's a new cycle that you are starting. This is someone who's willing to take a risk, someone who's willing to go on an adventure. Okay, this is like a restart for you. In the challenge, we've got the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Cups we know is family bliss, being happy on all levels in your life. Some of you are willing to take a risk here. Let's see what's at the foundation. We've got the Ace of Wands, something that stems from what you desire. There is another beginning here, and I feel as though this is something that you've probably been working towards, a new beginning, something that you've desired. Okay, so we did have a new moon in your sign, so let's see in the recent past. Ten of Swords, there's been some sort of a start and then a stop. Okay, and I do feel as though maybe you are not willing to take the risk, okay, where your happiness is concerned, where your family situation is concerned. And obviously with the ending here, Ten of Swords can mean something that has died, something that came to the end. You thought that there was going to be no life in this at all, But the challenge is to go for that 10. You've got 2 10s. So it's new, you know, just like in your birthday, your solar return month, that's usually when there's more positivity. So you're leaving the past and starting something new, something that you're willing to take that risk on, as the Fool is Aries energy, and it's, you know, you're pushing towards, you're going to fight for what you want to manifest. And we know that the Fool being Aries may be strong in your chart. Let's see what we've got in your crowning position. And we've got the 3 of Cups, but here we've got 2 people in the Connolly Tarot. You want to find happiness, but happiness comes through union, through relationship, I see. For you, dear Taurus, let's see what is going on in the near future. And we've got the Emperor, which is somewhat of a stable energy. The archetype of the Emperor is someone who's got a lot of responsibilities. Someone, again, we've got Aries, Taurus here. I do feel this is you. I feel as though you've got a lot of responsibilities, and it's not so much about business here, but being balanced. You're looking for balancing out, as you may be someone that's got a lot on your plate, but what the cards are saying is that you cannot keep running on empty. And when I say running on empty, you need the emotional side of happiness, not only the material side of happiness. Okay, so what is in the position of you? And we've got materialism, and there you go. And I do feel that that's more than likely what you're dealing with, is that you're dealing with fears, yes, fears of the unknown, fears of, you know, trying to find your balance. What is more important to you, Taurus? Is it work? Is it anything that you own? We know that the House of Taurus is all about comforts. Some of you may have already been with this lockdown. You've been maybe eating too much, drinking too much, trying to drown out your sorrows, as I feel that this is the fight within you, within your psyche, the dark and the light. What is going to win? Is it all about the physical, tangible, or is it the emotional happiness that you need to feed to your soul that is very thirsty for that? Let's see what is surrounding you. And we've got the Ace of Swords. That's beautiful. It speaks of clarity and a new beginning. There's a lot of decisiveness here. So some of you, yes, may also have air in your charts, but you may already have been dealing with, you may have closed the door on an air sign, I'm going to say here. Could be any air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. What's in your hopes and fears? And you've got the 5 of Cups. So you are fearing not being able to come into celebration. You're fearing if you've had the door shut in your face, or you've closed the door on someone else's face, those cups are still standing in the background, as you can see here. You're fearing that you're not able to open this door. You're not able to be given a second chance, as we know that the devil can also mean something that is that you may be obsessing about. This could also be a very strong sexual connection. What is in your outcome? And we have the 3 of Wands. The 3 of Wands is usually someone who's been working towards something, and they're now waiting. They're now waiting for those ships to come through, but we know that this is also a number of expansion and growth. Now, this is also saying to me that you may have started a project in the distant past, something that was backbreaking, very exhausting for you, dear Taurus, and you're hoping to celebrate, you're hoping to be able to work through this, and I feel as though you may be collaborating with others in a group effort, but you're the boss, you're the leader here. And it's been heavy, Capricorn, right? It's been really heavy. As with Capricorn, we know that Capricorn is all about putting in the work, and it takes time to see the physical, tangible rewards. and you feel as though you're spinning your wheel and not getting anywhere, whether this is business or whether this is even love. Could also be any relationships in your life. But the card here, the Three of Wands, says that what you've been working towards will be shown to you. It's a matter of working, it's a matter of not working. I'm going to say keep working because you've got the Devil card here, but don't lose hope that those ships will be shown to you. They will be coming through. We know that ships are very slow, okay, but 3 is a promise of expansion and growth. What's at the bottom of the deck? And we've got the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is, again, conflict, okay? And, of course, with this lockdown, for those of you that are hoping to move somewhere or take your business somewhere, as you can practically smell the balancing out of your conflicts. You know, this is the Five of Wands. It's one step before the Six of Wands, which is the card of success. And, you know, finding your balance, your recognition. Now, Five of Wands, where a relationship is concerned, yes, there have been disagreements. You haven't been on stable ground as someone's been holding back with this Four of Wands. And this is your energy. This is Taurian energy for me. So things are still up in the air, as I can see here. You have been holding on to something very, for dear life, I feel, Taurus here. Now, if this is to do with your finances, you've been very careful as things have stopped. Right now, as I said, you are, you're more than likely spinning your wheel and not getting anywhere. The door has been opened. It's been opened. This is the Two of Wands, and here's the Three of Wands. So this is progression, obviously. You've been trying to walk through a new doorway, but the doors have been closed, whether this is physical movement or emotional movement, moving through a new doorway. And you're still conflicted. You can smell that success. You can smell that. You can practically, you know, reach out and touch your success in whatever you're dealing with. But now it's a moment of, we can't do anything now, we're waiting. So I'm also going to say with this Three of Wands that you may have turned your back on a past relationship, as this shows something that, you know, this is dead and gone. But with Venus turning retrograde, we know that Venus is your ruling planet. And there is necessity, whether you've been in a committed partnership or relationship and this is a new chapter. For others of you, this could be something that you've been hoping to manifest, but you've been going around in cycles, as the materialism, the card of the Devil, is about cycles, and it's very karmic as well. So you're hoping to break this vicious cycle. You've got the Ace of Swords here, which says that you've got the indication of speaking your truth, cutting away any fears that have been holding you back. You've got two aces here, okay? So there is a restart, I feel, in your life, whether it's an old partnership, relationship, family, doesn't matter. You are willing to take that risk now. You're ready to go on that new journey, and you're going towards the Ten of Cups. That is your challenge here. Let's take the romance angels and see what's going on in your love life. We've got a honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. And remember what I was saying about this card here, that the doors were closed. You were not able to move towards what you want to succeed in. And here we've got the same indication in this card. Now, not all of you are going to be having a honeymoon, but this is moving more serene. It's very similar to the Six of Swords, which is you leaving your troubles away and moving to what your heart is yearning for, okay? And this may involve physical travel, obviously. Let's take a couple more cards. We have give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. And we've also got Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Okay, faith needs to be here, as we know that positivity, whatever you send out, comes back to you, and that's the way it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles, dear Taurus. And this is also saying that you need to cut away from fearing. Know that you've got the power. You are the emperor. Okay, you call the shots here. Now, for those of you that are hoping to stabilize something, you are at the initial point of success with that Three of Wands. Let's take a few more cards. What's this Fool card here? We've got the Justice card. So those of you that have been dealing with legalities, this is a very karmic time for you. The Justice card does speak of equilibrium and balance. Some of you may be ending some sort of a partnership or relationship. Okay, you're going it alone. That's what the Fool does. He travels lightly, and you are challenged to close any karmic old cycles of the past to find your happiness and your bliss. Okay, let's see what the Ace of Wands is all about. We've got the Knight of Wands. So yes, driven by your passion. You've been blocked if you are someone who travels for work or travels for love. Then there's been blockages because of our lockdown. Okay, Knight of Wands can also mean someone that has got strong fire. This is Sagittarian energy for me. Let's take the Ten of Swords, and we've got the Nine of Pentacles, which says that some of you are standing alone. You're feeling very independent. Financially, you're okay, but we know that this card is someone who stands very strongly. They love their comforts, but this is someone not being able to share their, to be open and sharing on an emotional level with others. So a sense of independence. Some of you have freed yourself from burdens of the past, a burdensome relationship maybe that you're still working through legally. Let's look at that Three of Cups. We've got the Six of Cups, so this is a soulmate connection, dear Taurus. Soulmate connection, no doubt here. Let's take the Emperor, which speaks of something stable. The Emperor is number 4. We've got another 4 here. And this could be an offer that's coming back around. Some of you are thinking, I feel as though you're fearing that the person that you are hoping to connect with will not accept this cup, as this is something coming back around. That's what I feel here. Let's look at the position of you. And we've got the Ace of Swords. So yes, you've got the Ace of Swords twice. You are severing ties with whatever was holding you back. You're ready to start something new. Ready to be truthful and open about how you feel emotionally. You're severing ties with any karmic injustice of the past, and you're coming into balance. This is another 6 of Cups. This could be someone that you've been connected to for a long time, or someone that feels like a very important, a very powerful connection. Let's look at this Ace of Swords in your environment. And you've got the Hermit, which is Virgo. Some of you could be dealing with a Virgo, or this could say those of you that have been looking for the light, you've been taking time off, soul searching, I feel here, soul searching, looking at your truth. You see the light. You see the light. Now, if you are dealing with a Virgo, this could be someone that's very spiritual, and this could also be a teacher for you. Okay, let's see what the hopes and fears position is, and we've got the Four of Swords. So this is saying that's enough of healing. You're healed now. It's time to get up and take action. You've got the Ace of Swords twice. It's saying twice that you need to communicate. We've got the Ace of Swords twice, and here we've got the Ace of Swords that hasn't been used. So it's time for you to speak clearly and concisely and clear the air, dear Taurus. Let's look at the Three of Wands. And we've got the Temperance card. So yes, this is very Jupiterian. This is a card of healing. It is the archangels saying that they are bringing balance into your life, and there is a sense of hope here with the Temperance, but it's saying that patience is necessary. Patience and beliefs. Keep believing, dear Taurus, here, as the Temperance is saying that yes, something is being shown to you. Something, your beliefs, your belief and your patience will be rewarded here, as you've been very patient. Okay, you've been hoping to expand. We've got those Two of Cups here, remember? And we know that also Sagittarius is about the truth, as well as ready to go, someone who's ready to see their own truth. And they're ready to take that adventure. Okay, let's take a couple of Sibillas here. What I'd like to look at is the Four of Cups, which is in the near future position. We have the Constanza, which is something constant and unchanging. We have the card of loyalty and friendship. And we've got the Sospiri, which is very similar to the Three of Wands. I'm going to say that there is, if this is whether this is a friendship or a love relationship, this has been something very stable and unchanging. I do feel as though this is something that you've been waiting on, and you've been very loyal to this partnership, relationship, friendship, whatever it is, and that because the Sospiri is very similar to that Three of Wands, I do feel as though you are reflecting, you are mirroring the other person, and they're waiting on you. So who's the one that's going to take the action? I do feel as though you are fearing stagnancy here and a lack of movement. Now, if you've broken the heart of this other person, whoever you're dealing with, you're hoping more than likely that they're going to give you another chance here. But you are fearing that they will not. Let's take one card. I want to take one card on this general energy of the Five of Wands. What's that all about? And we've got the Lovers. So some of you have had a choice. Others of you have had it's a head over heart decision. We do have Gemini here, which is all about collaboration, communication. Let's have a look at this Hermit here. Three Sibillas with the Ace of Swords and the Hermit. What is the truth that you have seen, or someone else that you're dealing with has seen? They've connected spiritually and they've seen the light. What is the truth, your truth or their truth? What's that about? We've got the Bambino, which is a child, something new. We have the Omaggio de Preziosi, which is a precious gift, something very valuable. And we've got the Disgrazia, which is the Tower, and this is sudden, something very sudden that comes through unexpectedly. Normally it's positive because it's next to two cards that are very, very full of positivity and potential. Let's take one more card, and we've got the Pensiero, which is like the Hermit. So a lot of thought has gone into this. Now the Pensiero could be a solicitor, could be a doctor. If there have been health issues with the Four of Swords here, the news is very good. The Pensiero is the Hermit. They've seen the light. They've found the solution, right, to whatever this is all about. And the Pensiero could also be a solicitor. So for those of you that are fearing that you're going to have you're losing a lot of your values, maybe you're needing to pay out money if you're dealing with legalities, I would say more than likely that the damage will not be such so hard and really, really exhausting for you. It will not be exhausting your pocket, if you know what I mean. Let's take one more card on this pensiero. And we've got the dispiacere. My God, dispiacere is the ace. Another ace here. You know, this is very similar to the Ace of Swords. So I'm going to say whoever is on the other end, what I mean by that is whoever you are finishing up with or dealing legally with, they haven't been happy at all. Okay, they've been very upset. The person you are closing the door on in the past, or that you've closed the door on, they have been really down. So, very difficult lesson that they've been through. Let's take my handwritten cards here, and let's see what the message is from the person that you are dealing with. That very important person that we are talking about here, whether it's a love, a romantic connection, because we do have very strong cards of love here. 6 of Cups, 3 of Cups, the Lovers, Ace of Wands. Let's see what they want to either tell you or what you're wanting to tell them. The message can go either way. And we have, you can trust me with your heart, babe, I won't ever hurt you. So there is a matter of trust here, obviously. Now this is a 5, obviously, and 5s are an imbalance, which they obviously require some sort of change and a balancing out. You've got 2 6s here. I would like to take now an angel answer, everyone, so think of your question. You can pause the video. Now some of you could be dealing, we've got quite a few signs here. We've got Sagittarius, we've got the Hermit, which is Virgo, we've got Gemini, we've got Capricorn, we've got Libra and Aries. Okay, so Sun, Moon, Rising, they're the major arcana cards that I've mentioned. Okay, let's take your angel answer. And we have helpful people. Helpful people. So this means that obviously, yes, you've got people around you that are willing to help you. Let's take another card. If this did not answer your question, let's take another card. And we have If You Believe. And I will leave it at that. As I have spoken about beliefs, okay, as well as the Temperance card, which Archangel Michael is saying that don't stop believing here. Okay, if you believe, you can manifest. All right, dear Taurus, I think I will leave it at that. I want to thank you so much for supporting my channel. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. Don't forget that I've got the links in the description box below, whatever you need. Okay, I will be back very soon. Thank you so much for being here. Love and light to you all.